Meeting time starting at, we started 4 minutes ago, 7 o'clock. And I'm recording now who's attending the meeting. Veronica and Kieran.
Is it a quorum of two?
Three members.
We do. There are only 3 members. One of them is inactive, so that's it.
Right on.
There's supposed to be 5 people. If you have any extra time to join the MG committee.
Those are billable hours right there, aren't they? I'm on like 7 committees in my town, so I'm good.
Section at the end here say other actions as necessary to advance current Green Communities grant application. That's provided so that we can shove other stuff into and that may be where we are. I did produce a document this afternoon that basically the minutes for the meeting that we had, and I'd like to know that if you look over it, if you agree with that, represents what we got out of that meeting. The section in red there we never discussed at the meeting, so I'm leaving that up. But the yellow highlights are what the responses were to our questions, and I can put that on screen. Put that up on my screen. I put that up on screen so everybody can see it here. Can I share my screen, please?
I gave you the permission to be able to do it.
Okay. Trying to find the screen share section here. I'm trying to find.
Should be at the bottom of your screen near like the race here.
Apparently I got out of the right. This is the one I'm supposed to be at. I got out of Zoom, apparently.
You're still in Zoom, Ron.
Yeah, no, this is the page 2. This is the agenda I wrote for the meeting, and Karen sort of started the introductions, but we had several topics we did, and Kieran, you can see this now. You were at the meeting, and you can tell me if this is you heard.
Everything looked reasonable to me as far as what we discussed.
Okay. Kieran, you see anything there that you want to put? It's okay?
I think that looks great. Yeah, good summary.
All right, so this is going to be part of the minutes of this meeting. We had a meeting this afternoon. We discussed things, and it becomes part of the minutes of this meeting, okay? Because we approved it. The minutes for the January meeting, I don't have with me. We're not going to do today. Tabled for later. All right, so the grants table that Karen sent to us this afternoon. Could you open that?
Yeah, actually, I'm not on Zoom at the moment, but I could.
All right, so Karen sent us an update this afternoon, Kieran.
Yep.
And I don't know if anybody's actually loaded it in, but we don't have cost information still. We don't know what the benefits are of doing the police station at this point. So we're waiting for that part of the quotation.
I will say that, and if I can get my act together, I can share it. But the 2 lighting projects for Hawthorne Brook that we were thinking would be included, potentially, had very, very good return on investment. So the payback was like 3-point-something years. And
yeah, that's why by mixing in heavy lighting products, that's how we've been successful. Right. Last time was 185, 90% of the grant was for school lights.
Right.
And of course, we might close the school now, but the savings is huge on LEDs. That's why everybody goes in that direction. The people who haven't done LEDs will be competitive. The people who have done LEDs will not until, wipes through. And we have no limit apparently for the light bulbs that we can do. So, we could probably clean up that section of it with section of our opportunity here with copies for
Still trying to get on.
all right. So I noticed that Karen included on this proposal on her sheet. We'd asked her to do lines, certain lines. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 8. And I think she included other lines that we didn't ask for. I don't know why. I mean, maybe I missed that part of the conversation.
Oh,
once you pull it up, see.
Yeah. I'm getting there. So I'm now on Zoom, and let's see, where's the sharing?
I think our friends in the audiovisual group have to give you the sharing power.
No. Usually it's
While Mike's looking that up, I'll just say that I ran some MEI mass energy insight data this afternoon, and the gas cost for this facility is the highest among those non-school facilities that we service. That's quite a lot. It's higher than the senior center library, even. So, and the electric is similar. So any savings we can do here eventually, will be great for the firms. But gotta wait for next time.
almost there. Is this gonna work? Michael Brown sharing. There we go.
All right.
I may need to kind of move it around. It's maybe a little too zoomed.
Okay, so grant funding.
Sakes. The way this spreadsheet works, if you go too far to the left, it starts all over again. Okay. All right, so this lists all the projects. So we have the police station ones that we don't have.
Oh, that's all the HVA system is just an evaluation. It's not the whole thing. So that's what we asked for. This is the list that we asked for. So it's just the way we asked for it.
Yeah. So the retro commission, so the police station, we don't have information. The retro commissioning, I guess we don't have information. And then the two, we have costs, but not the savings. And then the two school lighting projects, which are the ones
this is complete now, except for the you and I don't know if we want to include the police department yet, because some of those could be high ROI and some of them could be, avoid this because it's an anchor to your competitive application,
Right.
So just and that's what we need to see when we get together on Monday, I guess.
Yeah. So the lighting projects are essentially exactly 100,000, and the lighting has to be no more than 100,000, right?
No, she said there was no limit.
Oh, so
we'll see. There's no limit, but this grant is less than 100,000. It's not the project.
There's no limit. So why did we pick those two? I suggested picking those two because they added up to 100,000.
Well, there's nothing else on the quote.
I think there was another one. I mean, there was another lighting project on the original one.
There was another Hawthorne Brook. The gym, $39,000 is the starting cost. But when you're all done, it ends up that we would exceed, the 225.
Right, right. Okay, anyway, just to show, how it came out, I'm moving off to that part of the spreadsheet where the savings are shown.
Last time we did this, a few years ago, you and I added a couple of columns so that we could observe the competitiveness of them
Now
combined.
it's in here.
It's already here now.
Yeah, so in other words, I mean, I guess one is the payback, that's the cost fact, that's in column double A
That's
there.
it. But when you combine them, you can't really add them up or average them. You have to do them individually and stack them at the bottom.
That's right, yeah, actually, I can, if it's not apparent in the spreadsheet, I can do that, yeah.
If it's not apparent in the spreadsheet to your satisfaction, then I'd like you to add those
Right.
columns.
I mean, it's clearly gonna be some sort of average, it's kind of like a weighted average. It wouldn't be a literal average, but I'm sure if we added up these two lighting projects, it would be a number between 3.39 and 3.60. So in any case, it's very fast payback. And as far as the greenhouse gas emissions per year, and then the cost divided by the emissions savings, in other words, the cost per ton of CO2, I don't know if that's a high or a low number, because those are the only two projects that it's even shown for, but my guess is that's a good number, because this is big savings.
Previous public opportunity notices have given us what was a successful bid in the past. And I've just read the thing, I can't find it. In terms of emissions reduction, that's what was successful, that's what's competitive. So I would love to have that number, but
I can scan through and see. I can't remember reading.
When we average in LED projects, which have a huge, impact, they help. They anchor an application to be more competitive.
Right.
And it's right. What we're trying to do now is determine how much, if any, of the police department thinks we can add in without screwing up our competitiveness in this proposal.
Right. So it shouldn't be hard if we get numbers to base it on.
We just need the numbers. Okay, so you and I can go through the rest of the agenda for tonight. I don't see anything that anything else that we can do tonight, because our meeting this afternoon.
Yeah.
All right, so the agenda says that we've already gone over the green communities part of this. The energy goals to the master plan inputs project, we'll circle back to that in May or whatever, and open public forum, we have no one here for that. Schedule the next meeting is going to be sometime in April, but you and I are going to have a work session on Monday.
Right. Is that going to be a work session or an actual meeting?
It can't.
Monday. Monday's too soon, right?
Too soon. So I guess we have. If we have an actual work session, a meeting. It would be on Tuesday,
right?
And I have to get into.
Do we need do we have to vote on like what the final list of projects we recommend, and then the select board approve that?
Yes. It's really a matter now of whether or not we wish to include the police projects that we don't have prices on. If we don't have prices, then we just submit without them. Yeah.
Right.
Don't have the savings.
Yeah. Or it could be one, maybe only some of them. I mean, theoretically, we could include all of them because it would still be under 225,000, I guess, which is the limit.
What if you worded the police ones as not to exceed a certain dollar value? And that keeps you under the 225 benchmark.
Oh, well, we have costs for them. It's just the issue is what we don't have is the energy and cost savings, future energy and cost savings from making, implementing those projects, which goes into the calculation of these metrics, that are
Yeah.
used, part of the application for the grant.
To be competitive, we have to submit an application that uses, less than the maximum amount, obviously, but it has to be competitive against other people. We haven't seen the savings in terms of pollution for the police department proposals. And when we have that, then we can complete an application, because it's that amount of emissions reduction that is the competitive element. And you can't just add them up, the return on investment. That's return on investment for the green community dollar. And
Okay.
what they want to know is that you're going to save more money, that you're going to save more energy, reduce more carbon than the other guy. And we don't know whether the police department are huge anchors, that are going to pull down our competitiveness or help. Chances are they're less. They're going to contribute less to savings than the light bulbs, but we don't know how much.
Yeah, light bulbs are always
Yeah.
good.
So we're going to set up a time to meet on Tuesday.
Yeah.
That work better for you?
I mean, from Monday or Tuesday. I mean, we could,
Tuesday would be like an official meeting where we could vote and that.
right. Yeah, I can double check my schedule right now, but I don't think there's anything to worry about.
It would definitely be in the afternoon, because I work morning.
Okay. We're already practically in April. Yeah, that's the last day of looks like I have nothing at all on my calendar. So Tuesday, yeah, anytime in the afternoon, from like 5 o'clock or 4, I don't know.
Tuesday PM, because we'll want to print out what we have, I think. And so at 4 o'clock, to run home, print it, and bring it back, and have it to email as well as print.
Yeah.
All right. 4 PM. Tuesday meeting, Mike and me to hammer this out. In the meantime, we'll just be looking for the rest of the information from Rise or Karen, whoever's providing it. All right, we got a lot of our questions answered this afternoon. Have you had a chance to get into the processes enough, Kieran, so that you're comfortable, going forward with what we're going to give you is basically that document you just saw filled in, and we're going to, with a note that says we wish to pursue all these, whatever was on the list still. We'll just delete anything off the list. You're good? Okay.
Or can you help me understand what's Karen's role in this? Is she filling out the grants, or am I? And I don't
Karen could fill out the grant. There's a section, MRPC. Karen used to work for Townsend directly as land use coordinator, and she was also our liaison with the Board of Selectmen. So she's very familiar with the town. Not so much all the people anymore, but familiar with us for sure. She's a supervisor or manager at MRPC. And I believe they service like 80 towns with this stuff. I appreciate what she did today, because I didn't ask her to put that meeting together. She thunk of it herself. I'm trying to struggle to get a bunch of information. She said, Ron needs a meeting. She made everybody available for us. So it was great. As far as this is concerned, I think you'll have to ask Nelson what his plan is. I think he was thinking that you would do this, but I know that Karen is a great support if you need it.
Okay. Yeah, because I'm trying to figure out what the priorities of the town are. And what fire needs to be put out first, and that's been a little bit of a challenge. So I know Nelson had said, if we don't get matching funds and it's not cost neutral, then we can't pursue it because we don't have funds available to match.
Exactly.
Right. So, I mean, if it were a situation where the heating system of this building was about to fail,
Right.
there would be an argument for, hey, even if we have to match, it's worth getting a grant,
It's going to cost less than it would. Yeah.
But that, I guess that's
and
not
the beauty of the one of the beauties of the heat pumps is you can just do one floor at a time, and they're not going to make us do the whole building. So you'd have time to figure it out.
Yeah.
But that's why I asked Rob what the condition is of the building, and he said he said he can keep it going, but he's looking at 2 boilers instead of 1. It'd be gas, and we won't get any grant money for that. But if he needs to act, that he's planning on what his plan B is already. All right, Mike and I are meeting at 4 o'clock on Tuesday. We can talk at that time about our next meeting, whatever, if we're gonna have one in April or not. I think
Ron, can I just say that you need to post that by noon tomorrow because the town clerk's office closes at noon on Friday.
Good to know.
I didn't know they closed, but I'm aware of the noon deadline. I didn't know that.
Okay.
I have been doing that. I've never had to ask them to post something after with the 48 hours notice. So there you go. Karen, if you wanted to look in on our meeting on Tuesday, you could, but basically Mike and I are going to pick which lines we're going to apply for, and send that file to the Board of Selectmen for them to approve or vote it up or down, whatever. And then I would imagine Nelson will hand it over to you. So for the application.
Yeah, happy to contribute where I can, and hopefully not stepping on anybody's toes along the way. So
all right. Well, thank you. And thank you for your work and being here this evening. All right. I'm going to adjourn this meeting now. 7:27.